So, if you read in the description, we're going to be talking about the kidnapping and recovery of one Jamal White Jr., 7-year-old that was taken and recovered in Milwaukee, Wisconsin over the weekend. So, before we get into that, this is Rebecca with Red True Crime. Welcome back. Hello, everybody. Also, if you are new to the channel, welcome. And this is True Crime Channel. So we talk about crime and all the things that partake into crime. And if you have been here before and you come back, welcome back. Thank you for the support. So here we have it. We got a 7-year-old on a bike riding from the park. His father's in a car behind him, trailing behind, just making sure everybody is safe. You know, it's July, it's warm, it's whatever. Now, in the first ring camera footage that was released immediately after the boy went missing, you see the boy on the bike and you see the dad trailing behind in the car. And then you see a white Jeep Renegade kind of go down, do a U-E, and go back. And then the child goes off camera, as does the dad. And then the next thing you know, you hear some scuffling, you hear shrieking from this child, shrieking, screaming for his father. Daddy, 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 all this other stuff. And then the kid's gone, and that's that. You know, you don't hear, like, the father doesn't get in the car and go after them and take chase because he's already in the car, so why didn't he take chase? That's what I didn't understand. But then the kid was found 24 hours later in a house full of people, and he wasn't harmed, which is fantastic. I mean, that is the outcome you want. You want the child to be found alive and whatnot. But it just seemed too cut and dry. Like, there was just so many things that were missing to this story. And the other thing that bothered me is the only people who ever talked out about this, about the case itself, in the first day was the grandmother and the aunt, who is the sister to the father. No comment from the dad, no comment from the mom. None of it made any sense. So let me show you the first bit of footage that you see. Okay, I'm going to show that to you right now. If I can get my computer to work today. All right, so you see baby Jay and his dad in the car going right past. Now you see this white Jeep Renegade turn around and kind of take off. So there they are, right there. Jeep Renegade. So what you don't hear in this particular video is baby J. Hello, everybody. You don't hear baby J screaming in the background. You just don't hear it. But I'll tell you right now, as a parent, you hear just pure terror from this kid. I mean, even though if I heard it and he's not even my kid, I'd run out there and figure out what the hell's going on. That is me. So, what I thought was odd was there just wasn't a whole lot on the story. You know, no comment from the parents, no comment from the family other than the grandmother and the aunt. And hello, everybody who is now joining. It threw me off. And then today, another video is released. Ring camera footage from another angle. And lo and behold, the plot thickens. The plot thickens a lot. You may find it, and I will play it for you. Give me 1 second here. Because I'm telling you, it's crazy. And I was so darn mad when I saw it.
And breaking news at 5. A new video tonight showing
you see the kidnappers going after the dad, chasing after the boy.
Statewide Amber Alert over the weekend. He is safe tonight, but friends and family and police spent nearly 24 hours Friday into Saturday.
Here's my thing. You see 2 men come out. First they said it was just 1. Now it's 2 men with guns. And they're going after the father. What does the father do? He runs into the house and shuts the door, leaving his child outside. leaving his child outside. What the absolute hell? So a few people have commented on this, and I'm in agreement with them as to what is going on. I think those two men were there for the dad. That's who I think they were for. I don't think the child was ever the purpose of them being there. I think it was the father. And I think because dad was a bitch and instead of facing what he needed to face, ran into the house and left his 7-year-old to fend for himself, those guys are like, well, fine, you don't want to come out of the house? We'll just take your kid and make you come out. Hello. So I think that's what happened. Thank God the child wasn't hurt. But weird thing enough, the house the little boy was found in with all those people, his uncle was there. Like the father's brother was there at the house. So I don't understand any of that at all. So there's a lot to the story that we don't know. I did do a little background check on Jamal White Sr., and he does have a criminal past. You know, it happens. But he got busted in 2019 for trafficking cocaine and some other stuff. So this very well could be drug related. Very well could be. You know, I hate to condemn the guy, but he left his child alone to fend off men with guns. I mean, who does that? Seriously, who does that? I mean, I've seen women get drugged behind a car because their car is getting carjacked and their child's in the car and they're trying to prevent the person from driving off with their kid. And they have gotten drugged behind the car and like basically killed. This clown, oh, I'm gonna run in the house and shut the door. Forget my kid. He'll be all right. He's 7. He's gonna learn sometime to get away from people. What is this? Seriously, what is this? I would love if anybody has a comment on this because that guy should never have any more children. And he's a jackass. You know, somebody told me that they thought that fathers just love their children more than mothers. Not based on this video. Not based on this video. So I know people make mistakes, but that's a hell of a huge mistake to make because that's like if you can't get your kid away from the gun, you put your body in front of your kid. You know what I mean? Like you take that bullet. You don't sit there and just run off and say, okay, little boy, figure it out. You just don't do that. But I don't think we've heard the end of this story. I think we are going to be hearing a lot more about this over the coming days and weeks because people are getting arrested and no one really knows why they were there in the first place with guns. But I dare believe because the father has a criminal history in the drug trade, I think that's probably what it's about. And I'm just so glad that that kid did not get hurt because that could have gone so wrong in so many ways. I mean, you could have a dead 7-year-old on your hands, and nobody wants that. So, but I just wanted to show that video of that man's shame because he should be ashamed. He should be. And what I found interesting is the little boy is with CPS right now, Child Protective Services. So there's more to this story. But this is Rebecca with Red True Crime. I'm gonna hop off here, but I wanted to give my take on this. I think the guy is a clown and should not be a parent. You know, because God forbid somebody threatens your child. What are you gonna do? Run away? Makes no sense. But I don't exonerate the mom either because she hasn't said squat about what's going on. So, you know, I put her in the same boat. But anyway, you all have a great night. Thank you for tuning in. And if you have not subscribed, please do so and share and comment and like and all that good stuff. So I'll be back later, like tomorrow, and you'll have a great night.